Hi friends, this series is about inspiring others. Basically, I go over YouTube tutorials of my favorite YouTubers, people who inspire me. I really hope that you can be thinking about people who are an inspiration to you and really appreciate them. Today's video is going to be on Lisa Eldridge. She is someone who I have followed and subscribed to ever since I was in high school. One of the first videos I've seen of hers was how to cover up acne spots. So that's the video that we are going to go over today.
Hi, today I'm going to hopefully answer lots and lots of questions that I've had about how to cover spots, how to put foundation on if you've got acne or dry skin or rosacea, all of these problems. And I'm lucky enough to have a beautiful model today. I've got Madeline, who not only is beautiful but also is very brave to come here and be filmed without any makeup on at all. So thank you so much for doing that.
Welcome.
And so hopefully this film is going to answer lots and lots of your questions. Before I start doing Madeline's makeup, I just want to just describe a little bit my philosophy when I'm making up models or celebrities or people that have quite bad skin, acne, that sort of thing, lots of spots. I tend to feel that when you ask somebody how much of their face they need covering, people who've got spots, they tend to say, what percentage of your face? And they'll be like, 70%, is spots. Then you take all their makeup off and you'll find they've got a sort of cluster here, a couple there. And it's probably about, maximum about 15%. And the rest of the skin on their face is absolutely perfect. It looks great. And that tends to be how I think about when I'm dealing with acne skin. I think about the skin in between the acne to start off with. So lots of people don't, sort of have bad spots sort of across here. Obviously some people do, but there's certain areas of faces that, there won't be any spots. And I try to embellish that skin and make that skin look as natural and as beautiful as possible. So I always start off with a very light base when I'm doing people with spots all over, and that's sort of just to even out the skin tone. And then I'll think, right, where's the areas, where's the spots? And then I'll just start to build up the makeup, either using a concealer or using a much heavier foundation just in those areas, so that I feel that when that person meets other people, because most people make
Okay, so right from the beginning, I love how she's explaining her philosophy, and that is one of the reasons for why I started following her right from the beginning. She doesn't just cover up all of that acne. Like what she's saying, she likes to bring the most out of people's skin and show the parts of their skin that are really nice. Like my forehead doesn't actually have a lot of breakouts. My jaw around here, my jaw and this area down here has most of the breakouts right now because I'm breaking out from hormonal acne and stress. But I think her philosophy is just so wonderful. I love how she explains that right from the beginning. She's just so beautiful. This is the first time I'm watching this in a while too, so I'm just kind of reminded, and it's just sort of nostalgic to see her from 2010. So let's just keep watching.
It does take a little bit longer doing it this way, but I just feel, for me, it feels the right way to do it. It's just my personal philosophy on the whole thing. I'm going to start with, this is a primer. This is La Roche-Posay, and it's a pro recovery skincare. It's sort of people use it actually after cosmetic peels, but I find it to be quite a good primer.
So I'm actually going to be following her tutorial with her. And I'm just going to put on a primer. This is from Smashbox, but I'm just following the tutorial with her and just kind of doing a sort of review of it as well.
If you have any dryness in your skin, it's not greasy and it dries quite matte, but it's very, very smoothing. And it just gives because your skin is a combination, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got some really dry patches. And it feels quite dehydrated as well. So it's just to make it trickier for yourself. You've got a mixture of everything going on. To start off, I'm going to put a really thin base on using Clinique Redness Solutions. And this is a makeup which has got quite healing technology. So it's going to help with the breakouts, but also it's going to reduce the redness. And I'm not using this to cover the spots. I just want to get a nice thin base all over.
Alright, so we're going to do that. We're going to put a thin base of foundation all over the face. Just because I want to follow the tutorial in its entirety.
And then I'm going to come back and cover any of the spots afterwards, because the majority of Madeline's skin is perfectly clear. Next I'm going to use some...
Ooh, we'll pause there. And then I'll just speed this up. Okay, so very light layer that I just put on. I usually put a little bit more, but she said to put a thin layer, and the acne is still sort of peeking through on this model's face, so I'm just going to do the same thing.
Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. I'm just going to use this here. So the base itself is really just for evening out the skin tone and the redness, but we haven't done any spot concealing yet. Now I'm going to use some under eye concealer. Look up for me. And then we'll go on to conceal.
And I just really love how Lisa Eldridge's makeup is very subtle, and she uses just the lightest makeup, but it makes such a big difference.
Foundation, the thinner one, the Clinique, and then just buffing into the more sort of spotty areas with the Vichy Derma blend. And then what you can do, you can then go with a much smaller brush. I'm going to use the powder that comes with it, which is the Derma Blend powder. You can use any powder, but I thought I'd try this out. I'm going to use a sponge just on the areas where I've done most of my derma blending, my concealing, just to set that, have a little bit more powder around those areas and then much less on the rest of the face, because I want to cheat the illusion that we haven't got very much makeup on here at all. So I'm just going to set slightly spottier areas first, and then using a brush.
This might be more than what she actually uses, but this is a really good powder, so I'm just gonna use what I have.
Nice now is that I have very little foundation on the forehead, not too much around this area here in the center, and then we've just got quite a bit of concealing work here. But I think the first thing you notice when you look at Madeline is not that there's a like a mask-like effect foundation all over, and I think it's amazing how much you can get away with. You can get away with having quite a lot in this area if you sort of keep less on the other areas. And I'm just going to keep this area around the eyes really clear, and I think that's what's nice about having a little bit of the highlighter on as well there, because it gives the illusion of very fresh, sort of clear skin. So that tends to be how I like to deal with any acne problems. I'm not one for just putting on a really heavy base all over. If I can, I leave lots of areas quite clear, quite clean, with very little base on. And then in certain areas I'll put quite a lot on, but try and almost smooth out the area rather than just put on a kind of mask. And how does that feel, that
Feels really light.
stuff? Yeah, it feels quite light to use. It's amazing. I mean, a little, when I say a little goes a long way, I think I can't kind of overemphasize that enough. I'm going to give you a look now, but that's for another video. So thank you, Maddie, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, so that's the video. I still really like it. I think her technique is really great. Hers is a lot better than mine, of course. It's her profession. But I'm really glad that she made this video. I'm going to do the rest of my face too and do a finished look, and I'll be right back. Alright friends, I am back. I just finished my look. I took some of Lisa Eldridge's advice and focused more up here than on this area. So this is sort of like a muted brown mocha color. And then I tried to make my eyes look a little more exciting. Anyways, I just wanted to share a little bit about her book. Face Paint, The Story of Makeup. This is such a wonderful book. There's so much history in it, and I really just like love all of the pictures. It's sort of like going through a magazine almost, and I have a few notes and stuff too that I put in there. But Lisa Eldridge is just so passionate about makeup, and she just makes me so excited to learn more about makeup. If you haven't already, watch her Audrey Hepburn lipstick holder video and you will just laugh. She's just the cutest thing ever. She's geeking out about getting Audrey Hepburn's lipstick holder, and it's just so funny to see her so passionate and like really emotional too, like when she got the lipstick holder. And it's just really cute watching her so excited about makeup. You really can't fake passion, and you can just tell how passionate she is about makeup, and I'm just so inspired by her as a makeup artist. This video is about appreciating people who inspire you, and this is just like my way of saying thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing your knowledge to the world and sharing your wisdom. I really appreciate how passionate you are, and just for sharing your creativity with us all and sharing what makeup artists do, because we don't really see all of that. And I just really love watching your videos so much. If you like this video, then please let me know by hitting that like button. Next week I'll be doing a video on Wayne Goss, so if you want to see that video, then make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. In the meantime, you can watch these videos here. As always, stay beautiful and God bless.
I just wanna be happy.